Right, Neil, Chester on Saturday, rare televised game, looking forward to that?
It is a rare televised game, and it's nice to get a bit more coverage, but it'll only be nice if we give a decent account of ourselves. So, like I said, it's nice to be on BT Sport, but we want to show what we can do.
It's been a couple of years as well since Gateshead were last on, which is longer than any other club. Do you feel a little bit frustrated by that?
I think it is disappointing because you like to think that every team's treated the same and you get a fair crack of the whip. So you'd expect to have been shown more times than we have, but that's out of our hands. All we can do is, like I say, try and give a good account of ourselves, and whether we get featured again, then we'll have to see. But there does seem to be obviously teams that do feature a hell of a lot more than we do.
Do you think it'll make any impression on the players, the fact that it's on television, or do they just forget about that once they cross over the white line?
I can only think of my own career. I think that once you get over, once you cross the white line, it's just like any other game. I think it wouldn't matter how big a game it is. I think whether it's televised or not, it's always the same. Once the game starts, you forget about who's watching or whatever, and you're solely focused on the game. But if you can give a good account of yourself, obviously after the game you get the satisfaction that it's been shown to a wider audience, but it doesn't have any bearing once the game takes place.
Now you beat Chester 3-0 on the opening day of the season. It's another chance for a double.
Yeah, it's a chance. I mean, it seems a long time ago we played them. They've obviously, I think they've done really well this year. I know the manager John McCarthy, because I played football with him at Port Vale, and he's done a very good job there, and he's certainly got them very competitive. They've had some good results this year. They played well at Dagenham on Saturday. Very unfortunate to lose, and I think they feel that they can put in a good challenge next season. So I think they're confident, but we know we're capable of beating any team on the day, and we have to go there and be confident ourselves.
Talking of John McCarthy, he said last season that you were one of the worst losers in football. Is that a fair description?
Well, I think I'm getting worse actually. I think I did think that certainly when I went to management I thought it would get easier as the years went by, but I think it gets worse. I think it affects you a lot worse. It certainly affected me a lot this season. A couple of defeats this year have affected me more than probably any other time in my career. I've had some really low points this season where I've been very disappointed. So if anything, I think I'm getting worse as I get older.
Good win last week, 3-0 against Southport. It's stating the obvious, but you need to build on that.
No, it was a good win, but I feel we can play better. We will have to play better tomorrow. We can't be as sloppy as we were in the first 25 minutes, because on another day we could end up chasing the game. So we need to build on it. We need to string together a run of wins. There's no question about that. It's got to come. Can't be waiting for it. It has to happen now. We need to string some wins together. But as I say, all the games in this league are different, difficult, and Chester's no different.
What's team news for Saturday, Neil?
We have got the same squad we had on Saturday, plus we've got Tom Beer, who's a midfield player, to come in the squad. So we've got one more player than we had available last week.
Now you're bringing him on loan from AFC Wimbledon. I think he's played about 15 games this season, and obviously they're in League One. That's you've done well to get him to travel around for the country, especially as a Londoner as well.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes when you see location-wise, it's a surprise but there isn't an abundance of players who've played in League One who are available, and he's somebody that we were up to bring in maybe a few weeks ago and we couldn't, but we've got the opportunity now. He's trained with us trained on Tuesday and we trained today, so it gives us a chance to look at him, and he will come into the squad. He'll give competition, which we've probably been lacking in midfield, and we probably still hope to bring in another midfield player in the next week or so.
What sort of midfield player is he?
He is a box-to-box midfielder, but he's more of a aggressive, more of a, you know, he will put his foot in, he will get about, work hard, rather than being the one who's going to get on the ball and sort of pass it. He's more somebody who'll break play up, but who will get from box to box. So he's got energy, and in training the other day he got himself forward from midfield and he put himself about the pitch. So, you know, he's probably a little bit different to what we are.
Will he make his debut at Chester?
He might.
Either on the bench or starting.
He might make his debut. He might be on the bench, but
He'll definitely be in the 16.
He'll be in the 16, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right, are there any individuals you're concerned about in terms of Chester causing you problems on Saturday?
Well, I think if you look at Chester's record, they've done well in terms of scoring goals. They've got scored a good total of goals, quite a few goals at home. They've got various players who've chipped in with goals. I mean, I know that team well. They've obviously Alabi's done well up front. He's attracted a little bit of interest from other clubs, so his confidence is high and he's done well. They've got midfield players who like to get forward. As I say, the Dagenham game, they got into some good areas. So they've got all round, they've got some players who can cause you problems, but I think it's the team, I think that's impressed me with Chester. I think they work well as a unit. They've got a good spirit in the team, they've got a few leaders in there, and they've shown against a lot of teams that they're more than a match for anyone in this league. So they are, I've been impressed with what they've done this year, and you know, a lot of credit goes to the manager who's done a good job.
Yeah, you brought in Tom Beer, obviously short-term impact. You've also brought in Macaulay Langstaff. So you're obviously a different sort of transfer looking to the future.
Well, Macaulay's totally different. I mean, he's part of the reason that we got him is that because it works a couple of ways. That they wanted him to be loaned back as part of the deal, so that's what we did. And they're looking at the bigger picture, that if he could come to Gateshead and develop and do well, then obviously further down the line we could sell him and they could benefit by having a sell on. So that's how it works, and to be fair to them, they've been very cooperative because they've seen the bigger picture, and hopefully the lad can develop. But there's no pressure on him. He's somebody that will take a bit of time, but he's trained well with us. He's certainly got a good level of fitness from the level that he's been playing, and it's just nice to get some younger local players who hopefully can develop. Obviously, as a manager, I need results now and I can't be waiting for the future, but as I say, with somebody like him, he can have a pre-season, and we'll play him in some of the pre-season games, and then we can see how he develops.
You played in the Kilmarnock game. Were you impressed with him in that game?
Well, he only turned up on that day. He'd not met any of the players. It was a hell of a jump from where he'd been playing, and he acquitted himself, okay. From when he received the ball, he kept the ball, he put in a couple of good crosses. He didn't get a lot of the ball in the second half, but as I say, he positional sense was good. In training, his fitness, he's got a bit of pace as well. So, and he's obviously got an eye for a goal. It's at a lower level, but as I say, if you don't take a chance, you have to take a chance when players are sometimes at that level, and you're hoping that they can develop.
Is the squad fully fit for the weekend?
We had everybody trained on Tuesday. Gus Mafuta went over on his ankle because the training pitch was waterlogged, so we've had to go on a 3G. So he should be okay, but we need to just have a look at him. There's obviously one or two players that are not comfortable training on 3G all the time, so we'll have to monitor that. But I'm expecting to go into Saturday with everybody at Pickford.